Hello, my name is Bruce Sawalski. I'm author of Canadian Wilderness Survival and chief instructor of the Boreal Wilderness Institute. And today I want to talk about pocket lighter survival modifications. So if you like this real life-saving survival knowledge, please support me by following me on YouTube and liking this video. So what I want to talk about today is pocket lighter survival modifications. So let's look at this. This is a standard safety lighter. It's the most commonly carried pocket lighter in the wilderness, and it has two features which make it a poorer choice for survival in the wilderness, but can be modified to make this. And it has two features, one removed and one added, that goes. So if you want to know a little bit more knowledge about pocket lighters, watch my video on it, which I'll link up top so you can do that. But there's two real things we have to think about. Right here, this aluminum band, right? You can see it right in there. That aluminum band is a piece of aluminum designed as a child safety feature. So you're in the wilderness, you're wandering about, you don't need that child safety feature. That's how it works. So we'll remove that. So that's the first modification we're going to do. The second modification comes here. As you can see, there is an O-ring up and around this small lever or cap lever that allows the fuel to go. Now, what you're actually doing by putting this O-ring in is you're stopping it from being pressed, and you lose a little bit of fuel. And that's one of the most common ways our lighters expire. So this little O-ring idea came from Kevin Murray, and I got to thank him for that cool innovation. And all I've done, and I'll show you that today as well, I'll show you the first and the second modifications. This O-ring is an R11 O-ring. So if you're looking for it, the inside diameter of that O-ring is 5/8. So that's what this thing looks like when you get it in the store. And the outside diameter would be 13/16. In Canada, it may be called an R11, which is, I think, is a metric thing in terms of it being 11 millimeters. But you might get them otherwise. Cost of this O-ring is nothing. You can buy it in Rona or any of the big stores, and it'll big box hardware stores, and it'll cost you between 17 and 25 cents. You pay more than 25 cents for this O-ring, you're being ripped off, right? The other thing is just a piece of string, and I'll show you I'll pull this off, and all that is a piece of string so you don't lose your O-ring. And I've duct taped it to the bottom, and I'll show you how that works when we're building it all up. So it goes in and out really quickly, it works really well, and it stops this from going off. When I pull this off and drop this in, it works perfectly. And my lighter's ready to go in the wilderness with both of these base modifications done. So let's talk about how we do this, and I'll go through the process of us building this lighter. So here's the basic ingredients. We have a small piece of duct tape that will go on the bottom that'll be wrapped. I have a little piece of duct tape to hold on the string after it's tied, the R11 O-ring I've talked to, and the base pocket lighter. And again, that's the lighter as it's going to be built. All right, so the first thing I want to do to assemble this lighter is to tie the O-ring to the string. I have 20 centimeters of string, gets me enough extra string to do this. I wrap it around twice. I really should have taken more. Once I've done that, I've got it nice and tight. Then that's what this first piece of duct tape is. That duct tape wraps around here. And what I'm going to do is ensure it's tied right up to there with the duct tape, and I just keep wrapping it until I run out of duct tape. And that's a guarantee that it's nice and tight and it won't come out. So that's step number one. Step number two, wrap the O-ring around the lighter and it goes down. Then notice I have way more duct tape than I need. That's because duct tape's always handy. I carry it all the time in the field. Once it's wrapped here, I make sure it's wrapped around the string, and then this ties to my next layer, and I do it nice and tight. Duct tape can always be used repeatedly as long as I don't let it get destroyed, and so I like to be able to reuse this. It's quite handy, and I wrap all the way to the end. If I'm going to use it, I wrap a little corner back. That way I can pull it off nice and easy. At which point, I cut this string. That's really what I wanted. And then there it is, ready to go. So there it is. And you may see by the lighter that what team I cheer for in the NHL, but that's really irrelevant. There it is, it's ready to go. And all I have is one last thing, which is, if you look here, it still has that metal piece on. And all I do is take my knife and pry that little thing off. And now, it's finished and ready to go. So this is a life-saving survival modification to a basic $2 pocket lighter. That's it. But it's worth doing, and it doesn't take very long to build and do and modify. So if you like this useful life-saving knowledge you learn on this channel, then please support me by following me on YouTube, listening and liking our other videos on this channel, and by following me on the Boreal Wilderness Institute on Facebook. Thank you, stay safe, and if you're stranded in the wilderness, just stop and survive.